Kalista is the best ADC, and I'm going to tell you why. She has consistent poke with her Q, lots % health damage on her W, great execute and objective control with her E, extreme mobility and kiting potential off of her passive, making her an insane duelist, and an ultimate that works both as a great engage and a get out of jail free card for your support if you noticed he just positioned himself into an early grave. To add to all of this, her outplay potential is the highest in the game, able to dodge skill shots and evade ganks flawlessly, at least if you have the mechanical skill to do so. But to give a quick summary, I'm about to tell you her kit, why she was great in pro play, why I find her so damn good, and a quick summary of her story, so that you know everything about Kalista, the Spear of Vengeance. Starting with the kit's passive, which has two parts. Part 1, Martial Poise, Kalista can dash after using a basic attack. And Part 2, she could choose an Oath-Sworn ally that her abilities will interact with. Next, we're going to jump to her W, Sentinel. If her and her Oathsworn attack the same champion, it will do up to 18% max health damage. Following this with her E, Rend. When Kalista attacks an enemy, they collect spears in their chest. The more spears, the more damage, acting as an executor smite, which also interacts with her Q, Pierce. She throws a spear that does up to 270 plus 105% AD, and if this kills the target, it will continue to the next target, bringing all the spears with it, acting as another Then finally we have her ultimate, Fate's Call. Kalista pulls her Oathsworn ally to her, making them invulnerable, and then they can decide to dash to a location, knocking up all enemies in the area. Moving on to why she was great in pro play, it's because of her ability to outsmite junglers with Rend, giving her unparalleled objective control, her nearly unlimited skill cap, and her cohesion with her supports thanks to her ultimate and W. When she was at her peak in Season 5, she had a 70% presence and a 50% win rate. The Korean teams were even higher with a 65% win rate, and the greatest Kalista mains just would never lose when they got their hands on her, such as SKT's Bang, who went 13-0. She did fall from grace though in patch 6.6 when they lowered her base attack speed from 0.694 to 0.644, which made her attack speed scaling fall off a cliff even if at first it didn't sound that bad. But over the years, it's been given back, including many other very nice compensation buffs. And this brings us to why I've been using her for the past while now. And it's because of a few things. One, I love the infinite skill expression that comes from her passive, and its ability to turn around almost any fight with enough mechanical skill, which feels fantastic. Then we have her execute on her E, which always catches people off guard because the damage is always higher than they think it will be. And then finally we have her ult, which I just use as a free get out of jail card to help my support when they're in a bad situation, which they do seem to appreciate. And I'm going to finish this up with a quick story rundown, so that I have fully explained everything you need to know to start maining Kalista. In life, Kalista was a proud general. She lived by a strict code of honor, serving the king with utmost loyalty. When an assassin was sent to slay him, Kalista's vigilance saved him, for the assassin's deflected blade was envenomed and sliced the arm of the queen. So the king dispatched Kalista in search of a cure. With this, she learned of a place protected from the outside world by shimmering pale mists, whose inhabitants were rumored to know the secrets of eternal life. The guardians of this capital city, Helia, saw the purity of Kalista's intent, and so parted the mists to allow her safe passage. After she returned, he demanded to know what she had found, but she admitted that the cure she had found would be of no use. But he did not believe her, and so the king condemned Kalista as a traitor to the crown. But it was Hecarim who persuaded her to lead them to the Blessed Isles, where he could hear of the truth himself. And so the king set out. However, they were met by the stern masters who would not allow them to pass, because death, they insisted, was final. To cheat it would be to break the natural order of the world. This caused the king to fly into a fervent rage, and so he commanded Kalista to slay any who opposed them. But she refused and called on Hecarim to stand with her, but instead he drove his spear through her armored back. The Iron Order then joined him in this treachery, piercing Kalista's body a dozen times more as she fell. She watched her warriors die, swearing vengeance with her final breath. When next Kalista opened her eyes, they were filled with the dark power of unnatural magic. She had no idea what had transpired, but the city of Helia had been transformed into a twisted mockery of its former beauty. Indeed, the entirety of the Blessed Isles was now a place of shadow and darkness, filled with howling spirits trapped for all eternity in the nightmare of undeath. All that remains now is a thirst for revenge burning in Kalista's ruined chest. She has since become a specter, a figure of macabre folklore, often invoked by those who have suffered similar treacheries. These wretched spirits are consumed into hers to pay the ultimate price, becoming one with the Spear of Vengeance. Now I know this was a bit different, but if you enjoyed my explanation of everything you need to know about Kalista, then please leave a like and a comment with who you would like to see explained next. Have a good rest of your day.